We're going to begin today with by talking about by, the preposition by. So I have a few different ways. I'm going to speak a little more slowly now too. So I have a few different groups. So a few different uses of the word by. First, let's look at how we use by to mean near, so by with a location. When we use it in this way, we use by plus location to mean near. So this means close to something else, or like next to something else. So this is how we use by with a location. All right, I think YouTube has joined us. Fantastic. Sorry for the technical issues, YouTube. Hi, everybody. Okay, you're perfect timing, YouTube. So we're going to talk about by. We're just beginning. Okay, so when we use by, it looks like this: by the desk, or by my house, or by your drink, or by a park. So you'll notice in each of these, we use by followed by a location. So this can mean like a city, yes, or a place in your community. It can also mean something that moves. So for example here, by your drink, or by a park. Well, parks don't move, but like something that's not like, this is a good example. By your drink, something that moves. So we use by plus location to mean near. So lots of people ask me, so what's the difference between by the desk and near the desk? Really nothing in terms of meaning, but to me, near just sounds a little bit more formal. Okay, we tend to use by a little bit more in everyday speech. So this is one use of by. For today's lesson, I want to focus a lot on these two uses of the preposition by. So why? Why? Because many learners make mistakes with these 2 points right here, with these two uses of by. The first use of by is this one is with by plus a point in time to express a deadline. So a deadline means the point in time by which you have to finish something, or something is going to complete. So, for example, by tomorrow, or by November, or by 3 p.m., or by spring, by this time next year. So these all express deadlines. At some point in the future, something is going to happen, or something is going to finish. The problem with this preposition for many learners is that many people like to use until. We cannot use until in this way to create a deadline. It's incorrect, like until tomorrow. We use until to talk about continuing actions that will stop at a certain point in time. Here we're marking a deadline. We're not talking about a continuing action here. So please keep this point in mind. If you have questions or example sentences, please send them in the chat, and I will try to check in real time. Everyone's saying hi. Great. Oh, also, if you have not already, please make sure to like and share the video so others can find it. We have all the technical issues fixed. Okay. So this is the first use of by. I taught a lesson there's a YouTube lesson available about by and until that I taught. I'll put a link to that in the description, the YouTube description, so you can check the differences after this lesson. Okay, let's go to this next one. This is the other point I really want to focus on for this week's lesson. By plus some like data point. For example, a number or a time period or percentage. This is a percent mark. We use by plus a data point to express the amount of change. So how much something changed. This is really important. We're going to see kind of the opposite, sort of, version later with a different preposition in today's lesson. So let's look at these. Let's look at these 3 example sentences. The price increased by $100. So the price increased by $100 means there was a base price. For example, the regular price was $10. Then the price increased by $100 means the new price is $110. So this is showing how much something changed. And this verb right here tells us what kind of change. So the price increased by $100. Let's compare this to this one, the second one here. Support dropped by 30%. Support dropped by 30%. This is the past tense of the verb drop, to go down very suddenly, yeah? So support dropped by 30%. So this by tells us how much change there was. So not 10% or 20%, but 30%. This tells us the degree, the amount of the change. Okay. Finally, life expectancy improved by 5 years. Life expectancy improved by 5 years. So life expectancy means how long we expect to live. So 80 years or 60 years or 70 years. Life expectancy improved. So that means it went up, it got better by 5 years. So that means if life expectancy was 70 years, life expectancy was 70 years, it went up by 5 years. So we use by to talk about the amount of change of something. This is different from to, which I'm going to talk about later. Okay, some questions are coming. Sergio on YouTube says, dropped is similar to fallen. Yes, just be careful of the grammar. So support fell by 30%. Yes, you can say fell or decreased. Like I said, drop sounds like very suddenly. Like when you drop an object, it's very sudden, right? So drop communicates that sudden feeling. Okay. All right. Nadur on Facebook says, the raw activity concentrate increased by 2%. So you'll notice these are all past tense, yeah? So we tend to use this kind of change thing with future tense or past tense, like to report something in the past or to predict something in the future. So please keep your verbs in mind, your verb tense. Okay, I don't see other questions, so I'll go to the last part for this. Common expressions with by. Common expressions with by. So these are not like rules necessarily like these, but they are important things to know, important phrases. By the way, I think a lot of you know by the way. It's just when a new idea that's related to, that's similar to your topic of conversation comes to your mind, you can say, by the way, to introduce that. Like, it's not the main topic, but you want to bring it up. You want to talk about something in your conversation or in an email. By the way, you can use that to introduce, to change between your topics. So if you're writing an email, for example, and your email is about a meeting, you're like, okay, so the meeting is at 3 p.m. today, right? By the way, do you want to get lunch today? So it's like, it's something that's sort of not the main topic, but you want to ask anyway. You want to introduce it anyway. All right, cool. So the next two are actually kind of a pair, a set. This is a pattern you can follow. It is day by day. I chose here. Sorry, I erased the Y. Day by day, or hour by hour, or minute by minute, or month by month, whatever. You can choose what period or to put in this pattern. This expresses a gradual change. Like day by day, his English improved. Or hour by hour, she got more and more nervous. So it's saying something is gradually changing in this like time period. So with each day or with each hour, something gradually changes. We can use day by day, hour by hour, this time by time pattern to do that. Finally, stop by. I have only stopped by here, but we have lots and lots and lots and lots of phrasal verbs that use by. Someone on YouTube just wrote, can I say I saw someone passed by my house? Yes, someone passed by my house. So to stop by, or to pass by, or to drop by, and so on. These are phrasal verbs relating to movement. So stop by means to quickly stop at a location, just for a few minutes, like stop by the store, stop by your house, and so on. Pass by means to pass something near it. So in the Facebook example. To drop by, again with drop, sounds like you quickly go someplace and leave. So by is often used in these kinds of movement-related phrasal verbs with these stop and drop, go as well. Okay, so this is our first preposition for today, the preposition by. By. Someone says, what about by the time? We use it in past perfect, I think. Yeah. So that's similar to this one right here, by point in time. Like, by the time I graduated, I had something, something, something. Yes, we can use by in that way too. So we use by to refer to points in time. In these examples, I talked about future examples when we express deadlines. But yes, we can use it to talk about past points too. All right, so that's our first preposition for today. How exciting. All right, I'm looking for your examples. Many of you are writing day by day, blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Janalis on YouTube. I only stopped by to say hi to Alisha. That's funny. Okay, how about stand by? Yes, stand by means wait. To wait. Or in the expression stand by someone, like stand by me or stand by her, it means support someone, to show support for someone. All right, let's finish up by, if you're just joining, thanks very much for joining us. Today's topic is prepositions. We're talking about prepositions by, for, and to in today's lesson. I just talked about the preposition by. Now we're going to go to for. Also, we had some technical difficulties earlier, so I couldn't talk about it as much as I wanted to. But there is free stuff, as always, for you from the links below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. So all of these, yes, I know I show them to you a lot, but each of these vocabulary and expression PDFs to download, they're about specific topics, yes, but inside each of these, you'll find these prepositions used everywhere. So here's an example. This one's the around town conversation one. For example, here's one we're going to talk about later today. How do I get to the, and so on. So there are, if you download like, I don't know, several of these, a group of these, and look for today's prepositions, I think that's a good way to practice studying how to use them naturally, because it's kind of difficult to just try to keep the, like a set, to or by pattern in your head. It's good to practice these naturally. All right. Let's continue on. I will show you today's lesson boards again, now that we're all here. Today's lesson boards look like this. We just talked about the preposition by. Now we're going to talk about the preposition for. Lastly, today, we will talk about to. So we have lots to do. Let's continue to for part 2 today. All right, also, if you have not, please make sure to like and share the video so that other people can find today's lesson. Okay, where is for? There it is. Let's talk about the preposition for. Now, when do we use the preposition for? There are a few situations. So, for, let's shift our brains to for. For. So we can use for to express a purpose, So what does this mean? We can use it in two main patterns. First is for plus a verb in the ing form, or, this is hard to see, isn't it? For plus a noun phrase. For plus a noun phrase. So choose one. We can't use both. We cannot use both. Well, in a couple specific cases, I'll share with you. So for, in this way, expresses a purpose, like a reason for something. So let's look at some examples. What am I talking about? What do I mean? So for cooking. So this is a verb in the ing form. Like, for example, I need this ingredient for cooking, or I need this thing for cooking. So we are expressing some like need or some purpose for an object or so on. For lunch, maybe you've heard this, we can use this for meals and so on. So I ate something for lunch. So we can imagine that as meaning for the purpose of lunch, yeah? Or for my homework. I need to study this for my homework. So expressing purpose again. Or for reference. I included this because this is a really good one that you will probably see. I use this in my lessons a lot. Something for reference means something for you, like extra, for you to know, for you to check later. For reference, for reference. So for reference, and then we give some extra information. This is a very common pattern. So keep an eye out for it. I use this a lot, actually, for reference. Other examples, for cleaning. So this is that verb in the ing form. Another really common one is for fun, for fun. Like, I'm going to go to the beach for fun, meaning for the purpose of fun. So all of these express some kind of purpose. We can use either pattern. We cannot say for funning. So please remember these two, we cannot use them together. We cannot mix them. Verb in the ing form, cooking, cleaning, or a noun phrase, So this expresses a purpose. Okay, onward. I don't see other questions. Nyakwe, sorry if I said your name wrong, on Facebook says, I need oil for cooking. Perfect. Nadur says, I will have a break for lunch. Perfect. Kuna says, we just do it for fun. Perfect. Okay, everybody is crushing it. Very nice. Ooh, Guillermo has a great question on YouTube. Guillermo says, what's the difference between I bought this pan for cooking and I bought this pan to cook? There's no difference. They're both fine. I would say though, like when I say there's no difference, I mean they communicate the same idea. I think I bought this pan for cooking sounds like generally more natural. Your second pattern, I bought this pan to cook, it sounds like we're going to hear the end of that. I bought this pan to cook fish, or I bought this pan to cook rice, something like that. I feel like that's maybe a situation we would use the second pattern in, but they communicate the same idea. All right, let's go to the second part of for here. This one is for plus a length of time, not a point in time, a length of time. This expresses the duration of an action or condition, That means how long did something happen, or how long did a condition happen or continue. For example, for 2 hours, for 3 months, for a week, for 10 years, for a second, for 30 minutes. All of these are lengths of time. Please note, these hours, months, years, and minutes, these are plural, yeah? For a week, yes, this is 1 week, but it's still a length of time, right? 7 days. Same thing here, for a second. It's still a length of time. So please remember, please keep in mind your countable and your uncountable nouns here. So this expression, for a second, you might hear this when someone wants your attention very, very briefly. Like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? It doesn't mean literally 1 second. It means very quickly. Can I talk to you for a second? You might also hear, can I talk to you for a sec? Can I talk to you for a sec? Which means for a very short period of time. Okay. So some questions are coming in. Evelyn says, my class is for 2 hours. Is it correct? That is not correct. Unfortunately, no. So when we talk about the duration of an action or condition, we often use this to, like I said before, to make a report. So we're talking about something that has finished or something that's coming up, for example. So I studied for 2 hours is correct. In your example sentence, my class is 2 hours long. So in that case, we're talking about like a statement of fact, yeah? So this is a pattern we often see with present perfect and past perfect tense. Also with a future tense as well, too. Okay. Some other examples are coming in. Ditros, I hope I said your name right, on Facebook says, I learned English for 2 years. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I don't see others yet. Many of you are talking about your English study experience. Then, let's finish 4. Wow, time went quick. Let's finish this with a few common expressions about for. So the first one here is for a while. You might have seen this. I've had seen some questions about this, actually. So for a while, what does for a while mean? Like, it follows this pattern, but what's a while? For a while means an unspecified duration. That means we don't know how long. So, like, let's go shopping for a while. Or let's relax for a while. It means we don't have a plan for how long. Just let's do it, and then we'll decide when to change or when to stop. Okay. Another one that's very common, for now. For now. So what does that mean, for now? That's not a duration. Now is not a duration, right? For now is what you use when you don't want to make like a final decision about something. So for example, you go to a cafe and you want to eat, but you haven't decided yet. So you say, for now, a coffee. For now, just a coffee, which means at this time, just at this time, a coffee. So for now sounds like in the future you want to do something else or something else is going to happen. But at this point, just this. So for now, just a coffee. Or for now, just the preposition for. We're not going to talk about the others now. Okay. Quickly then, these last ones. I included a few phrasal verbs that I talk about a lot, actually, on this channel. So, to go for a meal, like to go for lunch, to go for dinner, to go for a drink as well is okay. Means to go out in order to have that. To go out to eat breakfast, to go out to eat lunch, to go out to eat dinner. So, that means not eating at your home. So, to go for a meal. To look for. To look for. We use this to mean to search. Like to look for a new apartment. Or to look for a new job. So to search is what look for means. What's the difference between look for and search? Look for is more commonly used in everyday conversation. Finally, to work for. To work for. So this means to be employed. To be employed at a company. So to work for Apple, to work for Google means to be employed at Apple, to be employed at Google. It's just another way to say that. We use work for in everyday conversation, Employed you might see on like contracts and official documents and so on. All right, time has gone quick, so I'm going to finish 4 with that point. Okay, Raquel says, I work for my husband's company. Perfect, perfect. Alexander has a question on Facebook. Look for can be used for something and someone. Yes, look for. So I'm looking for my friend, or I'm looking for my mom, or I'm looking for my coffee. You can use it for people and for objects. Yes, thanks for that question. Okay, I'm looking for your questions, but I don't see any. I see lots of great example sentences, though. Someone says, I'm looking for a second chance. Good. Or I'm looking for a lesson. Very nice. Okay, we need to continue to the last preposition today because time's going quick. I'll show you again. Some free stuff real quick you can get. I'll show you another preposition example. We were talking about food, weren't we? We were talking about cooking and food. So let's see. Where's a good one? There are lots of them. Oh my gosh, it's noisy. So I'll show you a couple more of these and you can choose whichever topic you like. Here's a nice one. There's a lot about hobbies. I feel like I haven't shown you this one in a while. This one's about music. You can check this out. Some phrases on the back. Here's one. We're about to talk about this preposition right here. Do you want to go to karaoke? Do. So, nice little segue, nice little transition. So, pick up these. All these are for free from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you are watching on Facebook. So I'll show you again our boards for today very quickly. This is what we are talking about in today's lesson. I just talked about by. We just finished 4. Now, lastly, we are going to talk about 2. Hooray! Very exciting. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you have not as well, please do make sure to like and share the video so other people can find today's lesson. That would be awesome. All right, onward. 2, the preposition to. Many uses. Oh my gosh, look at them all. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about to. To plus a destination. A destination marks movement. Movement. So I just said, let's go to the last part. So the last part is my destination. So destination means your final goal, like the final place you want to move. Yeah? For example, go to bed. So your bed is the destination. Or drive to the store. That's your destination. Mail to him. So you'll notice destination, a destination can be a person. This is when we are like sending something or mailing something. Yeah? So the verb is important to use, right? We can also use it with go, like go to him or go to her, which means to move to that person. Past tense example, went to Canada, went to Canada. Send to me, or wave to her. Aha, I included this example sentence because I want to talk about a very interesting preposition choice that you can use and that native speakers use all the time to communicate an interesting little nuance. Wave to her. Wave to her. So that means you see your friend on the street and you wave to your friend. So it's like you send her a wave, kind of. That's sort of the feeling, yeah? You go like this. Your friend also waves. They see you and they wave. But sometimes you'll see someone use at instead of to. Why is that? So like this, wave at her. You might also hear different verbs, like talk at someone instead of talk to someone. It's like, what does that mean? The difference here between at and to is when we use at in a case like this, like wave at her, it's like we don't expect the other person to respond. Or maybe the other person doesn't realize we're waving or talking. Or it's just a one-way situation. To communicate that, we change the preposition here to at. So wave at her, or like to talk at someone. It just sounds like the other person isn't listening, really. So you might hear this preposition changing to at. Okay, so an interesting little point. Okay, onward. Walk to school is another one. The final point I want to talk about is this. I have it marked with an X, so that means please don't do this. To there, to there. For example, I went to there, or I go to there every day. We do not use to with there because there is not a destination. It's not a specific location. All of these, bed, Canada, school, the store, it's a specific place. There is not. So we do not use to there with these patterns. Okay, on to the next part because time is going quickly. To plus limit expresses a maximum or a minimum. Oh my gosh, time's going quick, but this is important. If you watched the beginning of this lesson, I talked about by. This is used in the same position as by, but it communicates a different idea. To plus limit. The price increased to $100. That means the price increased. The new price is $100. That's the new top price, the new like maximum. Another example, efficiency dropped to 20%. So this is not the amount of change. It's talking about the new level, the new final position of something. Efficiency dropped to 20% efficiency. The books were stacked to the roof. That means until the roof, the books were stacked. So we're expressing some kind of limit, a maximum or like a new minimum. We use to plus our limit, in this case data points, or a physical limit, like the roof is the frame of the video. So we use to express these ideas in this way. Okay, real quick, because oh my gosh, I have no time. The last 2 points for to show a relationship, as in this is important to me, or please respond to her message. Please respond to her message. So this use of to shows a relationship between things. The final point for today, hopefully an easy one, is to show time and time periods. Like, I work 9 to 5, from 9 to 5. Or the movie is 8 to 9:30. Or it's 10 to 3. It's a quarter to 1. So these express time. These are time and time period related expressions that we use to with. Wow, that was a lot. And I hope that it was all okay. I have to finish, or else the remote team will get very upset with me. So we'll finish there for today's lesson. As I said, I have taught about many of these topics before on the channel, so I will share some links in the YouTube description. I can't change the Facebook one, so if you're watching on Facebook, please visit youtube.com/EnglishClass101. I will put some links in the description so you can check and review after this live stream. And next week's lesson. I'll be back next week, of course, too. If you're new, yeah, we broadcast once every week. You can set a notification to make sure you always watch. Next week, I'm going to talk about basic and reduced adverb clauses. September is going to be a month of writing practice lessons, I've decided. So, basic and reduced adverb clauses. For example, while I was teaching this lesson versus while teaching this lesson. So, what is that? Like, how do we do that? How do we make them smaller? We're going to talk about this next week, so please join me. All right, I have to finish there. I am very, very late. So thank you very much for liking and sharing the video. Check out your free stuff from the link below or above the video. Yeah, thanks for your cool example sentences, for sharing. All that good stuff. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you again next time. Bye.